All right, this is Eve Christoph, your Love Life Coach, and I'm here to talk today on positive porn. Well, it certainly doesn't involve any children or any young women. It involves fully consensual women who are in it for their own joy and true pleasure instead of faking pleasure. That would be one part. But really, I think what it comes down to is getting back in touch with our wild nature. A friend of mine said to me, he said, "Of course, Eve, women, younger women are the only ones men are really attracted to. It's biological. And that's just because they can make babies, and that's the way men are programmed." And I want to say, actually, we have lost touch with our biology. The fact that we can only be turned on by one body type in one young age group is ridiculous, because it is documented, well documented in the book, Sex at Dawn, that we are much more like our bonobo monkey ancestors than the chimp monkeys. Now, the bonobo monkeys are super, super sexy monkeys. And they're matriarchal, and they are polyamorous, and they solve all of their dramas and dilemmas and problems and emotional issues with sex. So, when I was taking care of some wild cats, I used to work at this reserve where there was all these ocelots, bobcats, huge serval cats, and I was there, the one who fed them, and you would hear them at night screaming. They're making love. There were just these sounds that were so intense, they were terrifying. And when I went in to feed them, the young ones, they would jump on me and bite me all over. Like I just would have little black and blue teeth marks all over me. But this was their love biting. You know, they were so into wrestling. So we have a wild nature that is fed by visual beauty and visual delight that arouses us. And this is something to celebrate and embrace and do with more consciousness, so that we are, instead of feeling less and less connected to the ones around us, our visual delighting is a way of living porn, living attraction, living sensual awareness. So go ahead now, give yourself permission to drink in the beauty around you, the men around you, the women around you. Let them know that you are being fed in the most heartfelt way, and you will learn how to give compliments that are affirmative of people's sensuality and in no way scare people or make them feel like, what is that called, sexual harassment. That's not even in the picture when you really learn how to celebrate what you're seeing. Good example, I went to Miami and I was so delighted, because everywhere I went, people were warm to me and they smiled at me, and the men acknowledged my existence and made beautiful comments that made me feel like, oh, I am a woman on the planet. It does have an impact. And they would make their compliments in the most beautiful way. But now, when I came home on the airplane to New England, it was like becoming completely invisible again. Even though I was wearing my Miami clothes, feeling so hot and sexy, it was like the game here was to ignore each other. Like, that's more fun. It's not fun. So, but the thing is, it's true, it is sexual harassment if you don't know how to give compliments. So that's another video about word flowers. It's something that Latino men and African men really know how to do well. Here's a very good example of one to keep in mind today. I did an experiment after I came home from Miami. I got all dolled up in my Miami duds, my heels with the poppies on the toes, and I went waltzing down the middle of Greenfield. And okay, I was completely ignored. It was like I was an invisible ghost. Not one man turned his head, not an elder, not a young man, nobody. And it was so depressing until I walked across the street. All the cars were stopping for the invisible woman, But this big African-American man, I was coming towards him as I was walking across the street, and I get close to him and he goes, "You know you're gonna stop traffic." And it was so uplifting to me. It was so stylish. It was just like, yes, full acknowledgement and a beautiful smile from him. He wasn't asking for anything. He was just giving. So let's start enjoying our sexual, sensual beauty at all times. Let's let life be a porn movie. Only it's not a movie. It's real reality. It's not virtual. It's actual. Okay, love life, darling, and like this video, pass it on, and subscribe to my channel. Okay.